Did you have any, I guess what I would call magical experiences that just you could not have predicted otherwise?
Yeah. I mean, so this is what set me off on this rabbit I've been chasing for the last few decades. So I come into this world, young anthropologist, in graduate school. I have the idea that I'm going to write something about narratives. And that this, you go to the group, you learn the narratives, you learn the stories, and then you change your interpretations, all very cognitive. And what I learned was that, in fact, you do these practices and you have experiences. I felt magical power moving through me. I could actually feel it. It felt like an electrical force. I had a vision once of the horned god, and it was in my mind, but it kind of felt like it was in the world. About 8 months into this, I woke up. I was reading a book called The Mists of Avalon, which is a witchy book. It's written by a witch. It's used to, Marion Zimmer Bradley, you used to be able to get it in the airport. But a vivid account of a retelling of the Arthurian legend with magic and kind of the goddess thrown in. Anyway, I was reading that book, and I was really trying to read it the way that this community wanted me to read it, which is to read it as if it's happening, not to ask about the protagonist and my ideas about the author, but to have the story of Morgaine and Arthur come alive, as if I were there. And while reading this book, I woke up one morning and I saw 6 druids standing by the window. I mean, I leapt. The experience was that it was real. I marked it in my mind.
And you were not dreaming at this point. I mean, this was something else.
So, I mean, what's going on psychologically? So these experiences, they're called hypnopompic or hypnagogic experiences. When you are coming out of sleep, your experience is that you are not asleep. Your experience is that you are fully alert. Probably there is a story in which sleep and awareness are intermingled, but the perceptual experience was that I saw the druids and I felt that they were real. And then I kind of got out of bed. I mean, I sort of leapt forward and they vanished. And in fact, I was in a dream group. This is what you do in this kind of world. And I wrote this down in my dream diary in capital letters. I really saw this. And I went back to sleep and sort of forgot about it until the middle of the afternoon. And it was like, oh my goodness, something really important happened. And but those sorts of, I had experiences like that. And that's why I began to study those experiences. I wasn't unique. I mean, this is what happened to people in this kind of world.